To Love is to Obey, a devotion by Elder Dennis Paul. Luke chapter 22 verses 42 to 44 says, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. And there appeared to him an angel from heaven, strengthening him. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground. As Jesus prayed in Gethsemane, he faced an agonizing choice that night, the suffering that he was to endure. He could have called angels to take him away, yet he gave his life rather than giving in to his own anguish. Jesus demonstrated true obedience. In his most crucial time, even knowing that he would be facing death, he chose to obey. He chose his Father's wishes that night. How about us? Do we share in Jesus' suffering just as we share in his joy? The road Jesus chose for us will not always be easy. Sometimes the work before us is difficult or painful. Sometimes believers suffer even when they obey. For we share in not only Jesus' joy, but also in his suffering. And there is a greater purpose behind our difficulties. Finally, to love God is to obey him. Jesus tells us in the following verses. John chapter 14 verse 15. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. In John chapter 14 verse 23. If anyone loves me, he will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our home with him. In John chapter 15 verse 10. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. When we love God, we will want to please him, obey his commands eagerly, and delight to do his will, even in the most painful and difficult times.